Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic Live. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. Excited to be with you. Always excited to share the news with you. I got a crazy one. I mean, it's kind of turns out this guy had attempted to assassinate Trump in the process of taking out his parents. It's a wild story, but you got to hear the connections here. Something just seems so off about this whole thing. So anyways, we're going to get into that, but I also have a couple other news items we're going to cover. We're going to talk briefly about tariffs. And we're also going to talk about the El Salvadorian migrant who got deported and why the media has this all wrong. So anyways, do me a favor, if you would, please smash that like. Do chat in with where you're from. Love to see who's on the stream. Good morning, James and Greg and Sven and Lisa from Tennessee. Hopefully weather's nice down there in Tennessee. But as you guys are chatting in and smashing that like button, let me just tell you quickly, you guys know my sponsor, Birch Gold. Look, these tariffs, okay, I'm just going to tell you, I've said this. I said this before. I'll say it again. I will say this. Our economy, something's wrong with it. Okay, when somebody can say something in our Dow Jones, whether it's going down by 8%, going up by 5%, no matter what it is, something's fundamentally wrong with that in my mind. Okay, so the fact that tariffs can just throw this economy into chaos so much, and I want you to think about this too in terms of if an item is like if we're buying an item here for $100, that corporation may be manufacturing it in China for $5. So if we have even 100% tariff on that, it takes the $5 item and turns it into 10. The company over here, these big multinationals, could still sell it at X price and come out just fine, but that's not how it's going to work. So, so there is the potential for some widespread inflation for a period of time, massive supply chain disruptions, and so on. But President Trump specifically exempted gold and silver bullion from the tariffs, folks. So if you're concerned about your savings, I encourage you to have a free consultation with a Birch Gold precious metals specialist. All you have to do is text Lumberjack, the words Lumberjack, to 989898. I'll put a banner up for that for you so you can see it. But to get your free info kit on gold, you text the word Lumberjack to 989898. There's no obligation, folks, just useful information. Birch Gold has been doing this since the beginning of time, okay? They're good. They're not charging excessive premiums, okay? It's this, you can put your gold and silver in a tax sheltered account. You can even convert an existing IRA or 401k into that. So A+ rating for the Better Business Bureau. Thousands of thankful customers, folks. Just text Lumberjack to 989898. All right, on to the news. So I want you guys to watch this. This is pretty crazy. I'll pull this banner for you. Oh, there it is. And watch this clip with Brett Hammer here at Fox News about this foiled assassination attempt. This is crazy.
Of killing his parents as part of a convoluted plot to then assassinate President Trump and overthrow the U.S. government. Garrett Tenney has more on this bizarre development story in Chicago. Garrett, hello.
Yeah, Bill, it really is wild. This 17-year-old apparently wanted to throw the country into chaos by assassinating President Donald Trump. And to do it, he was willing to kill his own parents. According to the FBI, Nikita...
Folks, just think about how dark this is. Now, this is a young kid. I'm assuming... again, I don't want to project here too much or put too much conjecture into this, but I know... And I've seen before, there's cases, people. Do you remember Whitmer kidnapping the bank in, that was somewhere in the Midwest, central part of the United States? I can't remember the exact location. But the FBI has a history of entrapping troubled youth. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. And this guy's obviously troubled as this report goes on, but willing to kill his own parents. This is nuts.
Kasich killed both his mom and stepdad back in February to help him get the money and autonomy he needed to carry out his plan. When police arrested the teen, he had $14,000 on him, a gun, as well as a manifesto on his phone.
Okay, where did the $14,000 come from? Where did the gun come from? Why do they all have a manifesto? either written or on their phone or something like that. Anybody chat in with your ideas? What is going on here? Now, see, in that bank robbery case, they took a mentally, not a mental illness like we're thinking of that we constantly see on the left today, but somebody who had a, just wasn't quite all there. Okay. And they got him money, a truck, and guns and everything, and entrapped him in that scheme. They did an entrapment scheme with the Whitmer plot. So I just, any idea?
About killing the president, making bombs, and carrying out terrorist attacks. The FBI says the team paid in part for a drone and explosives that he planned to use and which he had talked to others about online, including a man in Russia.
Okay, and why are they all talking to everybody online? I mean, leaving digital footprints. This stuff is, none of this ever makes sense to me. I mean, I will say this much. Obviously, 17-year-old, he probably, maybe he's not that smart. Okay, so that part of the story is believable. Okay, that he would communicate via telegram. But again, where is he getting the explosives?
Court documents state he later told classmate that he was in contact with a male in Russia via telegram, and they were planning to
Oh my gosh. I thought Trump was friends with everybody in Russia and Russia. I mean, wait, now he's telling a classmate that he was in contact with someone in Russia via telegram and planning to overthrow the government of the United States and assassinate. I can't keep track of Russia. Are they bad or good bad or bad or
overthrow the government of the United States and assassinate Trump? Kasich told the classmate that when they saw 10 consecutive attacks in the news, it would have been him. Detectives also allegedly found messages indicating that the team planned to leave the U.S. for Ukraine after carrying out the planned assassination.
Okay, wait, now it's getting more interesting. So this guy planned to leave the U.S. for Ukraine. He's talking about people in Russia. They must be Ukrainian sympathizers, and he's going to go to Ukraine, in Slava, Ukraine, okay? So that would kind of give him like leftist connections, but watch this.
A search of the teen's phone allegedly turned up ties to a satanic cult that espouses white supremacist and neo-Nazi views.
Whoa, he was attached to a satanic cult with white supremacist and neo-Nazi views. That's interesting because I thought Trump was all those things. What have they told us about Trump, right? I mean, who's the Nazi? Who's the Hitler? Who's the white supremacist? But wait, now this guy who has these views is trying to take Trump out? Whoa, weird. And Ukraine, which actually has real ties to Nazis, folks, they were actually tasked with guarding some of the camps in the Holocaust in Poland were run by Ukrainians. Just saying.
He is already facing a long list of charges, including murder and theft. Additional charges could be filed now as well. His next court hearing is May 7th.
Wow. Bizarre. Thank you, Garrett. Nice to see you in Chicago.
Lots of bizarre stuff there, folks. Do you guys get this all? I mean, like, we're talking, wait, he's talking to someone in Russia, but then it's about Ukraine, and then he's tied with neo-Nazis, yet he's trying to take out Trump. He's into white supremacy. I am going to tell you something, okay? Remember that the left is the party of projection, okay? And remember that every time you see white liberal women talking about minorities, what do they always say? Come on, folks, light it up in the chat. What are they always saying? What do the white liberal women, especially the college chicks, talking about, black people voting, Hispanics, what are they always tying them to? Okay, so don't talk to me about white supremacy when all these white college chicks or just white liberal women, what are they always saying? Okay. Oh, racism, white guilt. I'm actually thinking of this, folks. They're always telling you that they're there to pick your crops. They're going to pick your crops. And the black people, they don't know how to use the internet. I mean, they can't get an ID. Okay, so who's the real white supremacists here? Who thinks that the white people need to help these other people out, but in fact want to keep them subjugated so they pick their vegetables? It's nuts. Okay, so that's a crazy thing, right? But here I'm going to show you a throwback crazy clip because maybe these people know Hillary. But Hillary at one time was saying all the right things. And the reason we like Trump so much is because we can look at videos of Trump from the 1980s, the 1990s, and he was always talking about the problems with trade and the terrible deals we had. But listen to Hillary, because you hear her now and you hear the Democrat Party now, listen to what she used to say.
So I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes, and you have to try to learn English, and you have to wait in line.
No. My gosh, that's Hillary Clinton talking. I mean, look, I can show you Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Jamie Raskin, all of them. They're fakes, people. They're out trying to talk like they're tough on immigration now. They used to talk like they're tough on immigration, but for the previous 4 years, they tried to open the border wide open so they could import more voters. It's bad. It's bad. All right. Hey, I don't want the comments, she's already been taken out. It's a body double. Hillary Clinton is alive and well, folks. Okay, I just don't even know how people buy into all that crap, okay? It's like flat earth. I mean, there's no freaking flat earth. Okay? There's like conspiracy theories, folks, and then there's conspiracy facts, okay? I can't take flat earth and Clinton's still alive or Clinton's dead and, they took her to Gitmo and executed her. Oh, my gosh. Oh, Lord. All right. Yeah, it's a globe. Thank you. It's a freaking globe, Robert. Exactly. I want to know, like, what these flat earthers, like, where are all the people falling off the edge of the earth? It's the goofiest. Oh, my word. Okay. But now I want to talk about I really want to get to the Stephen Miller clip, but before I do that, we're at 12:28 here. Okay, we're going to go to immigration. Actually, let's watch this crazy liberal congresswoman talking about firing Elon Musk.
We are putting you on notice, Elon Musk. You are fired. The American people are firing you, and you must clear out and get out of this office.
Look she doesn't even believe herself. Do you see her smile when she looks at her notes? It's all stage acting. This is like some sort of character she's trying to go into the mode of. First off, Elon Musk, he's just done. He's special government employees coming up on the end. He already told us he was leaving. She can't fire him. It's just so stupid, these Democrats.
Today, myself and Senator Warren are introducing legislation to ensure that this kind of corrupt abuse and grift and scam artists coming into the federal government through a special government employee can never happen again.
Okay, scam artists and grift. Oh my gosh. We saw the scam artists and the grift, folks. Just looking down at her paper, smiling like, ooh, I got a good one. I think I delivered that point well. It's just so bad. These people are jokes. But what isn't a joke, folks, is what's going on and how the media is manipulating the whole tariff argument. So at some point this week, something really crazy happened. CNN started asking everyday people on the street what they thought of the tariffs, and watch the response.
Tariffs.
Well, I feel like for years we've been getting ripped off, and why not make it fair? 0-0. And I think Trump was upfront about it. He said we're going to hurt some now.
I think some of the countries they're already starting to come around. It's going to be good. I really believe that.
You have faith in Trump?
Yes, I do.
I think he's doing the right thing. In order for us to get back where we need to be, he needs to get the money somewhere, and they're charging us. Why not charge?
Why not charge them, folks? Why not charge them? One of the things I'll give you something here. So in Trump's first term, he started coming out with tariffs and all this talk of tariffs. And I got to be honest, I wasn't really excited about it at the time. Now, there's a lot of things that I have learned through President Trump. So I read the book back in the day. I used to be in business, folks. I was, worked in sales management, and I was doing great, crushing it, and it was, whatever. And I thought, well, I guess we're just becoming a sales and service society. And read the book, The Earth is Flat, came out at that point. As I talk about flat earthers, it's kind of funny, but the idea that all the rules are broken and American manufacturing can just go away and so on. And I got to be honest, folks, I kind of bought into some of that, and I didn't realize how bad trade was until Trump came along. I didn't understand how badly we were getting played in the trade game. How the tariffs were working against us, but never for us. Okay. And, some of you probably knew. I didn't. I have no problem admitting that I didn't know at that time. So when Trump was talking about it, I thought, well, I like free trade. And I do like free trade. I think most of you like free trade, right? I mean, the ability to get goods from other countries, whether that's coffee or certain spices or just all kinds of different things that we can, and then they can get products from us and so on. And free trade, it sounds beautiful, but it's never been free trade. That's the problem. It's always been, we take it in the shorts. Okay. And, they get better than free trade. So anyhow, I've kind of learned that over the course of time. And Carolyn Levitt's going to make a great point here. I want to share this video with you because they're asking her about trade and about our allies and so on. And listen to what she has to say.
Why would any of our allies work with us to isolate China in a trade war if we're treating friend and foe alike?
You'll have to talk to our allies who are reaching out to us. The phones are ringing off of the hooks. They've made it very clear they need the United States of America. They need our markets. They need our consumer base. You saw Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in the Oval Office with the president saying that he was going to bring down all of their monetary tariffs and their non-monetary tariff trade barriers as well. We've heard from South Korea. We've heard from Japan. The president has spoken to Vietnam. We have Italy coming to the White House next week. There's a reason for that, Sean, and it's because they need the United States of America and our business model and our markets to survive, and the president is using that leverage to our advantage.
Isn't it wonderful, folks? I mean, let me just ask this question. Give me an answer in the chat. How excited are you about a president who truly is America first, that says, you know what? We have the world's largest market. We're 25% of the world's market. So how many of you are excited about a president who knows that, acts upon that, and says, look, you want to do good? You want to do business in America? You can get tariffs. They're called reciprocal tariffs. You're going to tariff us, we're going to tariff you right back. How many of you are excited about that? Bird Dog says very excited. Exactly. And while you're commenting on that, I've got one last video for you. Might be the best video. Save it to the end. I always save, look, folks, those who stick with me to the end, I save some of the best for last. So you guys are going to see this video, and it's very good. Before I do that, though, do want to mention again, get your free info kit on gold by texting the word lumberjack to the number 989898. No obligation, just useful information. Okay, go get. I love the stuff. It's still, it's still over $3,200 an ounce. Has a little bit of vacillation, but it's not like the stock market. So go check that out. And thanks so much for your support of Mike Lindell at MyPillow, all those of you who have bought those $20 sheets lately. So thank you for that. But watch this.
And DOJ said a federal court cannot compel the executive branch to engage in any mandated act of diplomacy or incursion upon the sovereignty of another nation. So your argument is that you don't have to bring him back home, but will you?
So I want to correct, I hate to do it, Bill, but I got to correct you on every single thing that you said because it was all wrong. First, we won the Supreme Court case.
I love Stephen Miller. Look, I don't want to, Brett, but I have to correct you on every single thing you said. How many of you like Stephen Miller?
Clearly, 9-0. A district court judge said unconscionably that the president and his administration have to go into El Salvador and extradite one of their citizens, an El Salvadorian citizen, so that would be kidnapping, that we have to kidnap an El Salvadorian citizen against the will of his government and fly him back to America, which would be an unimaginable act and an invasion of El Salvador's sovereignty.
Is this wild? So what he's saying is that the Supreme Court is basically, you have to go kidnap a citizen from El Salvador, bring them back here. This gets better.
So he appealed to the Supreme Court, and it said clearly, no district court can compel the president to exercise his Article 2 foreign powers in any way whatsoever. DOJ called me after that Supreme Court ruling, and they said, this is amazing. We won this case 9-0. We are in excellent standing here. So this has been portrayed wrong for 72 hours in the media. They said the most a court could ever compel you to do would be to facilitate return, which would basically mean if El Salvador voluntarily sends him back, we wouldn't block him at the airport. We would put him back into ICE detention, and then he would be deported either back to El Salvador or somewhere else.
Okay, so you get this? What Stephen Miller is saying is that the mainstream media for 72 hours has been giving you the wrong story about this guy. Okay? They won at the Supreme Court. This is the most that can happen here is El Salvador wants to send him back, but El Salvador wants to keep him. He's an El Salvadorian citizen and a gang member.
The Supreme Court said that is the most the government can be expected to do. So we won the case handily. The misreporting on this has been atrocious.
Okay,
Secondly,
I appreciate
he was
the
not, no, Bill, it's
clarification,
important. He was not mistakenly sent to El Salvador.
Okay, so do you still
He's an
believe
illegal
he is a
alien
member of
from
MS?
El Salvador. Hold on, this is important. In 2019, he was ordered deported. He has a final removal order from the United States. These are things that no one disputes. Where is he from? El Salvador. Where is he a resident and citizen of? El Salvador. Is he here illegally? Yes. Does he have a deportation order? Yes. A DOJ lawyer who has since been relieved of duty, a saboteur, a Democrat, put into a filing incorrectly that this was a mistaken removal. It was not. This was the right person sent to the right place. Now, some have said, well, but he had a thing called a withholding order. So a withholding order means you've been ordered deported, but an immigration judge is saying you cannot go back to a particular country. Here's the thing. If you are a member of a foreign terrorist organization, you cannot have a withholding order.
See, this is why, folks, I have wanted to comment on this story, but until now, I haven't had the good, I'm just going like, what is true in the media? Turns out everything in the media was a lie. It's why I've withheld on this. And then Stephen Miller is breaking it down for us now. This is such an important story for you to inform your friends, neighbors, and relatives about, because they're setting this up as Trump is defying the Supreme Court. Okay, I mean, I've seen multiple clips. They need to start arresting people. Keith Olbermann was on this morning, making videos talking about this. Trump and his administration need to be held accountable. They need to arrest. This right here, folks, is a huge story because none of what you've heard is the truth.
Since he's in MS-13, there is no withholding order. Furthermore, the gang that he is accused of being persecuted by doesn't exist anymore in El Salvador. The 18th Street gang is gone. So you have an illegal alien from El Salvador. Bill, where are we supposed to send the illegal alien from El Salvador?
You haven't even allowed me to ask you a question. Are you convinced he is still a member of MS-13? That was your original charge.
Yes. But here's the thing, Bill. Yes, but here, not only am I convinced of it, not only is El Salvador convinced of it, Bill, he's an illegal alien from El Salvador with a deportation order. So his only options in life, Bill, are to be deported to El Salvador or to be deported to some other country. That's it. He has a deportation order. So, Bill, you tell me, what country should we deport him to? Tell me, please. Tell me.
So Marco Rubio.
Wow. He's got a deportation order, okay? Yeah, I mean, El Salvador wants him back. He is a gang member. He is here illegally. He's had a deportation order since 2019. And some agent provocateur, some Democrat attorney decides, oh, well, I'm going to put misinformation in the file so that the news media can get stirred up about this story. This is insane. Expect more of it. Okay, not less. You're going to see more of this kind of crap going on, folks, because All they want to do is resist what Trump is doing, even though it's the best thing for the country. I mean, really, people, do you think we're better off keeping illegal gang members here? Illegal immigrants who are gang members of MS-13, Tren de Aragua, and so on. Do you think we're better off keeping them here in the United States or shipping them out? And what do you think the majority of Americans think about that? There's one thing that America is united on. Over 90% want criminal illegals out of this country. And yet they still keep running this because what they're trying to do is make Trump the criminal, even though he, Stephen Miller, and people like that are the good guys, getting him out of here. And then they try to talk to us about how, oh my gosh, you know, these people have rights. Yeah, they have the right to get back to their own country and deal with the justice that their own country will mete out upon them for being criminal illegals. What the heck? I mean, we're supposed to afford them the same rights as an American citizen, like the Constitution applies to them. Oh, yes. No, it doesn't. Because they entered the country. What's the word, folks? They entered the country how? So if they entered the country, then they don't have the rights because they're not here legally. So it's illegally, legally, if you're filling in the blanks. It's insane. It's insane. And then they run around on the mainstream media and talk about how Trump's subverting the will of the American people and subverting the law. Only people who want to subvert the will of the American people are those that want to go against the 90+%. It's insanity. Why? Because their gravy train's coming to an end. They've been funneling illegals in here and getting money for it. Catholic charities, all these organizations. Funneling them across the border. Giving them housing aid, Visa gift cards. Hey, go stay at this hotel, fancy hotel. Go eat this fancy food. Oh, the American taxpayer will pay for it all. Well, we bankrupt the country and bring more crime in. It's freaking silly. Whoo. Anyways, hey, smash that like if you would. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. But this is insanity. What they try to peddle on us is absolute insanity, folks. I have no time for it. Again, Midas Gold Group, but also, folks, look, $20. $20. Any size, any color, percale sheets. Mike makes the best sheets, okay? I get the Giza sheets. My son Jacob, I just got him a set of Giza sheets, okay? He didn't even want to get out of bed the other morning. He's like, Daddy, these sheets, I don't even want to get out of bed. They're the best. Go support him. I mean, the way Mike Lindell, all he's put on the line for this whole issue of election integrity and how he's been treated, it's absolutely appalling. So, but $20, any size. But you got to go to the mypillow.com/lumberjack, or you can use the tile off the main page, but you've got to get to my specific page because they're $25 on the home page of MyPillow. I mean, it's $5 less over on my page. I mean, we get the best deals. You're the best audience, whatever. So mypillow.com/lumberjack or call. I always just say, call the 800 number, 1-800-568-2865. Again, that's 1-800-568-2865. And, oh, look at this. I just got an email from MyPillow. Hold on. They got a new offer. This just came in. Okay. We got the closeout sale on the percale sheets. Okay. The Rev 7. So yes, we still have second sales, the new energy drink Rev 7. So, and again, we're $20. She just sent me this and it's $25, but we're $20 in the Lumberjack site. You will never see these sheets cheaper. I'm telling you folks, go get some. All right. mypillow.com/lumberjack or 1-800-568-2865. See you in the next episode. Peace out.